Hello everybody, my name is the Video Game Recon. My voice cracked a little bit there. Excuse me, but welcome to the Stanley Parable. Now, I've not actually never played that game. I thought somebody was talking to me there for a second. Now, I've not actually ever played this game myself, but, you know, I've only seen, people play it, and also, I'm not sure if he uploaded it, but the Killer Grunt actually did a video on this, and I was part of it. Yep, that's right, I was part of it. So hopefully the audio is good for you guys. The subtitles are on, so let's begin the game. As it never... End is never, the end is never, the end is loading never. Good words to live by. Yeah, good words to live by.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
What kind of cubicle is that?
Was happy.
I don't think I'd be happy working in a cubicle.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor. You guys
running Windows 98 over there?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. So it's gonna be one of those narrative type games. Okay. I have to turn the sensitivity up on my mouse. Like, holy crap. That's some... really low. Ah, there we go. That's so much better. Okay. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Why did my door
decided
shut?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
431, 436, 431.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
433. What did that say? Who farted? Turn off his computer. How many guys running in here? Like Windows 98 or something? I like when I just... I like work. I just hate my boss. Fragile.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
No, I think we're advancing the story. Okay. Door's locked. Where am I now, narrator? Tell me! Yellow box. Is that some significant reference to the orange box? Or the yellow box was actually supposed to be the orange box? No, because there's a yellow box there and there. Never mind. Sorry, Valve. Is that guy playing games over there? I want to play games. The fuck? Oh, they're fixing his roof. Ah! God damn it, Jerry. Jerry spilt the mug. He always spills the mug. I hate Mondays. Yeah, I do too. Had a case of the Mondays. That must be the interrogation room. Okay, so it seems like all the doors are locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mama told me to pick the very best one, and it will be red, white, and blue. Y-O-U. I don't want to go through the left door. That's so boring and mainstream. People, I swear to God. Alright, turning off my phone. Well, not really turning it off, just turning off, like, vibrating and everything, so I don't hear it. Okay, so I have to go through the left door, because I'm so boring and mainstream. Oh, look. Damn it. Nice painting. It's a beautiful painting.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Meeting
either.
schedule, Monday.
Feeling a
Weekly
wave of
targets
disbelief,
admin.
Stanley
Marketing
decided
Mondays.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping
Do
he
not
might
alter
find an
without
answer
consulting
there.
whiteboard manager. They have a whiteboard manager? What? Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. What? Not cost efficient. Standard graph 4x4 40x wide. Everyone is unique. You most of all. What? I'm still trying to get over the fact that they have a whiteboard manager. I mean, wait, what? Why does it sound like I'm typing a keyboard on a piece of paper? It's a piece of paper, not a keyboard. Is this what I have become? Oh, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't want to. I want to stay in the broom closet. Why does it sound like I'm typing on a
There was
keyboard?
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I have the force.
It
Aw.
was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
You're
As
fine,
it
I'm leaving
is,
the broom closet.
he's literally just coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But that's so boring and mainstream, and there's stairs and exercise. I want to go down the stairs. That's not ominous and creepy. Excuse me.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers
What?
blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
This doesn't
And
make
as
any
Stanley pondered
logical
this,
sense.
He began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Are they like removing stuff as I go
Relief
through?
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Is this really a dream?
Himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh god, that actually scared the
He
shit
imagined
out of me.
himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Please, I asked that question when I first got in here.
The voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
Thoughtceptions!
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their
No, I'm
dreams,
going the other way.
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Can't go the other way.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make
I want to shut the door. I'm going to just
a moment
stop
ago?
moving.
How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm not okay. Ha! I knew it wasn't a dream.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
I'm Batman!
And everything went black.
Blech.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What? What was that? Someone explain! Can't sleep. Clowns will get me. Can't sleep. Clowns will get me. Can't sleep. Clowns will get me. What's going on? I'm going crazy. 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 I'm going nuts. Maybe that's a dream. Maybe I'm not actually a YouTuber. Maybe I don't spend my whole time in out. Maybe I'm a baseball player or something, and I just got hit in the head by a fastball or a curveball. Why am I rocking in my chair? Okay. So,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came
I'm
to
going
a
this
set of
way.
two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Yes, truly a room
It's a
worth
very
admiring.
boring employee
It had
lounge.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I want a drink.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, screw you. Going straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
I'm not
is
listening
that the
to
story
you.
has been about nothing but you.
Not
all
listening
this
to you.
time. There's
La
someone
la
you've
la
been
la 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 la
neglecting,
la la
Stanley.
la.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
What?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
Yeah.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
Yep.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double
I'm a wild
check.
card.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
Yeah, too bad I'm
Not
a
picking
wild
up the
card.
phone
I'm a
is actually
joker.
somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more...
It's
wrong
only
choices,
been like
you might have
20
neglected it
minutes.
Entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
No.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
I don't know.
It's the best part
No.
of being a real person.
No.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the
No.
most dangerous.
I don't.
For example,
I don't
in this
wanna.
scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
The game has
Most
broken
medical
me.
professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially
what?
insignificant,
I'll let this
and
play.
the feeling should subside. At
Gotta
this
go
time,
reconsider
your
my
instructor
life.
will guide you in an exercise to test
Away
and
from this.
reinforce the material
It's not
covered
you.
in this video.
It's me. I swear. I don't.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Why am I still playing this game? Why am I still playing this game? You can't jump. Oh.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Damn it!
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
That story would be so much better.
As soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Is it possible for me to lose my frickin' mind? What's going on? I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to stop, please.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I don't think this is the real world anymore.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Some pretty messed up shut. Shut? I was gonna say stuff, and then I was gonna say shit. But I got stuff instead.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No.
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No, you don't. Just...
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
No, you didn't.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That
This
there's
is going on longer than I thought it
You're a
would.
child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have
That's
been
nice.
so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. is behave exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That
What?
means choosing
Wait,
responsibly and
wait.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I want to go rethink my life. I don't know how. I can't. Done.